Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, the head trader at TradeView Markets. It is October 4th. It's Monday. It is a little bit of 11:01. We're getting better. We'll get there. 11 o'clock Eastern, we're going to try to get there every day. It's a very busy uh, a morning in the markets, no excuse. We are trading actively. So here we are. Here's the TradeView Markets, our main site where you can go trade Forex, stocks, TradeGate Hub. This is the way I log in. It's the same for everybody, no different. So Monday, as I always say, is a morning, or at least the first of the week. If there's not a holiday, I'll get specific, or where I put out the most data. And you know what? That data that usually comes out on Monday, you have to build upon it. For example, if the tactical sentiment meter is all the way in red and you see the market, which means way overbought, and if the market's up another 100 points per se, you got to think that it's a little bit more overbought. So you have to play with these a little bit, and it comes in time. And once again, once you guys follow the process, it'll be an 8. So when it comes time to put on that good trade, you don't have to worry about where sentiment is. Your eyes are going to go right where the action is and where the money is. And those are stocks that trade good range, good volume, and have positive price action relative to how they should act to either their group or the rest of the market. So here we go. Let's sign in. Okay. Good morning, everyone. We got good attendance this morning. Thanks for everybody for signing in. Here we go, starting Monday. Okay. Tactical sentiment after on. That's people are signing in. I apologize for that. Tactical sentiment on Friday. We came in way oversold. With the market having a nice bounce, we were up like 1.5%, 2% across the board. This is where we were. So it's arguable that they're stock picking, but the indices and the moving averages, or the indices are below their moving averages. And there is selling pressure. The VIX is not even elevated yet. If the VIX was 30, 35, then I would say, okay, there's fear and there's panic. But, the coach and I had a discussion about this a couple of weeks ago when the market was at all-time highs. Fear and greed was all the way at 30. Everybody was fearful. Now the market's come off some, nicely, and everybody's still fearful. So do we know what that tells me? And that's the easiest thing that it tells me. The market's tipping in their hand. And that means the price action is more prevalent than the sentiment. And I use sentiment indicators, and I by no means am apologizing. We've been very successful by it. Go through all the past videos, but it is an indicator. It's something to use to formulate a plan. You sit down and have a meal at dinner. You have a knife, a fork, a spoon, and a dish. This is the knife. I'm giving you things. I'm giving you other utensils here to use to formulate that plan and take money out of the market. RSI, yes. So right now we're about here. The market's having a nice pullback today. We might be even in the green at this point. So here was Friday's top option flow. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. It's always posted. And, I post it because, options are where the money is. And that's where we want to be. We don't want to be second guessing the professionals or the algos or anybody or anywhere in between. It's not that hard. If there's a sale on something, that's where people are going. There's no secret. Self-explanatory here. They took off the gamma, but it is still pinned, if you will, to the low. That was why we had that. Listen, I'll repeat myself if I want. Every time the gamma exposure, which means the dealers want to, buy back calls, get into the oversold territory. Here's green, rally, green. Oh, actually, it took a dip there. Green, rally, green here, rally, green here, rally. So you know what? We have a poor day at the market, but sometimes they could go the opposite way, and that's why you have to watch the videos and tune in daily. And it's not a tease. It just changes day by day. Sometimes this might be bearish. Right now, it seems to be a little bit on the bullish side, but that's only because we're selling off, at a nice pace. This is fear and greed coming in today. Where are we today in the indices? We're down 64 handles on the market. We're down 400 on the Dow. And we're down, nicely on the NASDAQ. I didn't know we were down that much, but that's okay. Our positions are good positions, and we're not here to, we're here to let them work. So anyway, Here we come in fear and greed. The equity future sentiment. Today, as I said, we're down nicely. We could be over here. This is a Monday. It's a Monday morning. And you know what? Stocks that, let me change screens here, if you will. Stocks that are not participating. And there have been a lot of darlings, if you will. Apologize about the cheap analogy. Look at Chewy, for example. I just took a position in Chewy. I tried to pick the proverbial double bottom right here. I bought what, 4,000 shares. I'm down a little bit. I'm going to be wrong before I'm going to be right, but I took a shot. The RSI is oversold, but I have to be careful. I don't want this trade to turn into a position. I like the company. I like what it's doing. I'm trying it right here. If it fails, I don't think it's going to have a watershed failure. I like it because it is $64 top left here. I think it is a highly a sexy option stock. I think it could go up to 65. I certainly don't think it's going to go up to the gap or pull a V-shaped move at 81 anytime soon, but that's something I took a shot at. So what I'm saying is it's a Monday afternoon and stocks like this are still getting margin calls. There are people that bought this thing right here. And just 2 weeks ago, they're down 12, 15%. And yeah, they do get margin calls. I don't know who buys on margin. I don't. Nobody at TradeView does, but I took a shot at Chewy here. Whatever. I bought I'm long at 4,064 and a half. It goes to 65.40. I'd make a little bit of money, probably take it off. What is this price right here? 65.25. That's maybe where I want to look at. I'm not really looking to catch a falling knife and making $1 on this type of trade, but I like it. As I said, the RSI is favorable every time it gets down to here. Here, see, it has a bounce. This RSI here has a little bounce. So, it's something to believe in. Maybe I should be short in the rally, but that's what I did. So let's change back the screens again and go back to the routine. What I'm saying, the point is, there are a lot of nice stocks that are getting margin call right now. And you know what? Nobody's really looking to stick their neck out on a Monday at 11 o'clock. Everybody has this notion of the turnaround Tuesday. Naturally, tomorrow being Tuesday, I actually don't blame them. It's work to a degree. Here's the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's getting flushed. Where's the NASDAQ now? The NASDAQ's down to QQQ's 352. So that's getting flushed now. Okay. So, some things are worth taking a stab here. I'm not going to say it's going to be V-type turnaround. I'll share my screen again where the Qs are. Q. Where are we? You know what? They're probably going to bounce. You know what I mean? They're probably going to go 352. They probably see 355 within the near term. See the volume there? This is what I made my whole career on. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Then it finally does the biggest block of the day when the stock is moving or the Q is moving down nicely, especially when the RSI is oversold. You look for that capitulation. Right here is fear. So if you have to wait until whatever time it is, Delta, 11:05, so be it. So this, QQQs went from 351. Let's see where the Chewy is. Hopefully that's bouncing a little bit. The 64.04. 64.11, it's doing nothing. And you know what? That's our definition of poor price action. It should have had a little bit better. That's why, listen, the same thing as I said before about the other one, the biggest block of the day seems to be the low. I would have liked Chewy to bounce with the Qs here. But you know what? I'm not going to coddle the thing. I think I might have had a decent position. It's not a barn burner, whatever. But the reason why I say this is because the NASDAQ is in oversold territory. So maybe I picked the wrong one. Maybe you got to pick a couple of, a basket of them and get rid of the ones that don't work. And, I say how many times, get rid of the winner, get rid of the loser and hold the winner. Sentiment index. Okay. Here you go. Semis. This is an example. The semis came in the most besides utilities. We don't really trade them. Came in the most besides healthcare oversold. So when the market opened down nicely this morning, I'm sure Micron was up at one point. So was Western Digital. As a matter of fact, the two semis are only positive on the board. Merck, we came in LUV. We'll do that after. We'll tell you about that. The market doesn't want to bounce. Where's Chewy? 64.35. I'm making a little comeback on Chewy. There you go. So I'll offer some at 60. That's where I own it. I don't know. You know what I mean? I kind of like it. It's not going anywhere. Maybe it goes to 60, whatever. We'll get back to helping you guys make more money. Let's get back to this. Okay. So the semis, the Micron's positive. It was down $1.50. Doesn't mean it's going to reverse. It's for a trade. Okay. Every morning, the Walter Bloomberg upgrades and downgrades. So when I give something from Walter Bloomberg, that should be a key that maybe you should follow him. If he gives good upgrades and downgrades and I use them, maybe gives good information elsewhere. And the answer is he does. I just can't post everything. Here. A large bounce for the composite. You need to follow through. Maybe they bounce to the 200-day, which is about 1,500. But look at the S&P, which is, which this chart is correct. This may be an ABC short pattern. Maybe we bounce up to this 4,400, and then maybe ultimately is the 200-day 4,150, whatever it may be. I'll get more specific later. But you have to keep in mind that is algos. Listen, algos don't throw a dart. They pick a price and a point for a reason. A lot of it is technical. A lot of good news. If I posted, it's relevant. Earnings for the week. If I posted, it's relevant. A chart of crude. If I posted, naturally that's relevant. And here's Friday's movers. I'm trying to set the table. ENG. Let's take the top 5. ENG up. TMC I had overnight. I punted it. What's ENG? What's that do? All right, here you go. ENG for a market that's getting hurt very badly. It's not a barn burner, but here it is. ENG up 10 cents on the day. I think it was up even more. It opened up 50 cents or something. So there, that worked. What else is on the list? Trust me, it's on the list. NM. Did that work? Down 34 cents. No. Up. That worked. I think. Well, not really. You know why I said up must have worked? Because I came in LUV today and the market was down. Let's look at LUV. I made decent money on it. Just like I tell you how you don't want to short, you want to really short stocks below moving averages. This is something you wanted to look at the volume. I said to myself, if LUV opens down and it's going to be poor, I think they would come in and get it at the 200-day at 54. I actually made some nice sales. Probably going higher. It's not even the best of breed. UAL looks the best. That looks nice. Stock that has earnings tonight that I like is SPR. Look at that cup in hand. We'll go into earnings. SPR is at play with Boeing. Boeing, I like to see to get over the 200-day. SPR, I'm going to buy some options into earnings. Very small. It's not an indication or a suggestion for anybody else to do it. I can afford it. And that's not an arrogant statement. I just can't. Let's go to what else is moving. This was yesterday. What's weak? DATS, DVAC. Look, DVAX, NVAX was weak. All SMAs, CF, stocks with large range. The range, I post in numerical order. Relative volume leaders, the number one thing. That's the oil to the engine. That's the heartbeat. Relative volume. Without it, I have no interest. I'll tell you this funny story. And he actually did me a favor. It was one of my mentors one day. He was reading the paper. It was probably IBD at his feet on the desk. We had our desk. We faced each other. And I said, I said, Mickey, this whatever stock I said, something happened. And I said, stock A, B, and C, A, B, C just moved 20%. And it was a pop culture thing. And he should have even known it for, just for the hell of it. And he says, Mike, does it have any volume? And I said, no, Mike, it really doesn't have any relative volume. So that was my cue to never even waste his time. And my team has the same thing, that if it doesn't have volume, I'm not interested. If something has low volume and I go and I take a nice piece of it, I certainly don't want to. I have a lot of confidence in my trading, but I'm not going to be the first in the pool with 20,000 shares when it hasn't traded anything. God forbid I'm wrong. Then I'm going to be really wrong. And that's when your positions, your trades turn into positions. That's never good. Boyle and LNG and UNG. I tweeted this with Jim Merck worked. I tweeted this about Jim Cramer the other day and what he wants to do. This was the pre-market movers. Marner worked. You guys get the picture. Any questions? I apologize about yawning. How you doing, guys? I'll give the thumbs up. Okay. SPR is acting well. Let's take a look at Chewy. What's Chewy doing? Chewy making the family any more money now? There we go, Chewy. Oh, almost got to even. But then it pulled back to where I owned it. So a little volume came in. What the Qs do? All right, they're dead. Dead cat bounce. Where's the VIX? up a dollar. It did pull back. That's healthy. I like to see the VIX pull back like that. It's above the 200 day. No real volume today. What are the other ones doing? SQQQ, the NASDAQ. Am I on this, the quotes here? I apologize if I'm not yet charts. Okay. So what am I going to do now? Don't trade anything. You have to make an appointment for it to trade. Coach, listen, I have to go back now. First of all, I'm honored and flattered, not to be dramatic, that Coach is listening to this because the market's volatile and there's a lot going on. And I appreciate the professional courtesy. But he's listening. He says, don't trade anything. You have to make an appointment for it. And he's right. There's a 1,000 ways to put it. You can give 4 billion cliches. You're going to get sick of them. But until you learn, until you take too many tequila shots and throw up too many times, you'll hear these two cliches too many times, and it never gets old. Okay, so what are we doing? Let's look at our list. Hold on. Let's share the screen. Let's go to the action here. Let me take down the level 1. Take that. Okay. Large range with moves. 140% volume, ZIM. I have an interest. Huge range, 140% by 11:30, 11:15. And it's down $5 on the day. I don't know if it's going to go up. I don't know if it's going to go down. I get an interest. 75% volume, MasterCard. Not for the faint of heart, being a $300 stock, but you can use that as a gauge for the other ones. Look what Visa is doing. Look what DFS is doing. Look what Capital One is doing, COF. Okay, what's near the high? Looks like energy. This is what I see right here, energy, all at the high. ET Energy, WMB Energy with 89%, CPE Energy, HPE Driller, PXD Driller, Liquid Natural Gas, FANG Driller, OKE Boring Driller. But you know what? That makes money. Look weak with volume. You know what? Let's look. This is a new feature that the guys helped me with. I have to go to this. I hope it works. So volume the last 10 minutes. This is what I have an interest in. For example, let's see this OPGN. It's done tremendous 5,000% of its volume in the last 10 minutes, and it's on the low. So let me change screens and let me see what OPGN is doing. OPGN, you know what? It has a good range from 350 to 3. And it has tremendous volume coming in right now. That might be the proverbial short-term bottom, but it's nothing that I have an interest in this type of market. All that just told me was it has range volume and it's selling off on a lot of volume, but it is above the moving average. It's not for me, certainly when stocks like Square and Apple are on sale. I don't have any interest in this, but you know what? One day it will tell me something and I'll use it. What has more volume? AREC, it's a $2 stock. All these stocks that are acting well are cheap, aside from BTU, Google on the low, Amazon near the low, MasterCard. I don't want to repeat myself. Facebook is the one that's bringing down the whole market. Let's go to the videotape. Facebook. This is the move. It's going to the 200 day, 316. It's got volume, good price action. I'm not in it. Breaking low. What are the Qs doing? Is Facebook near the low? Let's look what Chewy's doing one time. All right, we're hanging in there. Maybe next level up is right here on Chewy. 65.24. We'll offer some that. What else do I have? I have a DLO. This thing better bounce. All right, this thing bounced good. We have 2,000 DLO, double bottom. I like it now. I took a stab. Maybe it goes right here to 56 advanced trade. But I like it. It's a new sexy company. Whatever. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give it a reason. It is a reason. It's a valid reason. I'm in it for a valid reason, but that's why I'm in it. Let's go to my Twitter feed. Like I said, it's about quality, not quantity. I follow 41 people. Walter Bloomberg, you're right there, kid. These are my bio guys. Open Outcry, great for noon. For news, ARC Trade Bots, which tells you what Kathy Wood's doing every day. Right here is this. ARC Trades, PACB, Beam. I'm telling you what Kathy Wood does. PACB, Beam. So that's what I post, ARC Trade Bots. That's Kathy Wood. Marty, good friend of mine. Stock Trade Art. great charter, trader ammo, young kid, got balls, like him, Ben, good dude. Futures guy, earnings naturally, ITs for low floaters, the Rev, friend of mine, as you know, IPOs, well, no introduction needed with Jesus. Ahead of the news, my futures guy, hedge funds, CNN breaking news, and Mike Santoli and Jim Cramer. All right, so let's go to going here. Let's look what's going on. Let's look what's going on. Okay. LNG calls going off. DNN, BABA. You know what? I looked at it this morning and I wanted to try to catch the BABA only because it's the best of breed and it's just getting annihilated. But what is it? What's in it for me here? You know what I mean? There's nothing in it for me here. I don't like the company. It's Chinese, but it's the bellwether. And I thought maybe I'd do it, but it's got nothing. Not interested, even though it has options. I got to see good action for it to go. PROG, I see options going off. This is a sexy bastard. This can go again. This is not done, maybe. It's a drug company. Do your own research. I'm not in it. I made some money in it on the way up. Don't get me wrong. I was in it from 145 to 198 or something. But moves probably over. ET repeat positioning. That was on our list. On the list here. What these guys doing? They're not doing anything. No one. You know what? It's best to wait it out. And if you don't have time to have the list or have that list that I do, it's on here. I don't want to keep repeating myself to proving it to you, but here we go. Stocks. This same list, top US losers. Hold on. Is the same that we have over here that I put top lists alert page. Same thing. Same list on this page. That's why I do it, because I want to eventually have TradeGate Hub right here to eventually be, the ones here's RGNX right there in Zim. There's RGNX, same thing. So I don't even want to have half these things anymore. The whole goal of the team is to have the TradeGate Hub one stopper, trading room. Any questions? Don't trade anything. No, good. I'm glad you reminded me twice, Coach. All right, so where are we? We're down 60 handles. Whoa, what is that? Whoa. All right, we're down 60 handles in the market. This is my page. Merck's still acting well, LUV on the upgrade, but the other airlines are down. All the energy stocks, including UNG, natural gas, are positive. They're going into commodities to flight to safety. What do you have here? You have Roku down 16, breaking. Square's down 14. It's over. Square. What's Square doing? Look at this chart. It broke. The poor thing. It was hanging in there. Square broke. And what are the rest of them doing? Upstart, the darling. Well, still acting well. It's no longer by the dips. It looks like it's short the rallies. You only know it's above the moving averages. What are the rest of the guys doing? Net, literally the most overvalued stock. That's a bear flag. There's a bear flag. Net. So you get the picture of what's going on. Let me share one more thing here. And this is my extreme page. Okay. Turbo breaks down. GBR. What's acting good? LNG. We got a question? Coach. What do you got, Coach? Coach is on mass. Oh, that's on the moving area. Gotcha, Coach. Thank you. All right. 9 turbo breaks up. There's nothing here yet. Volume today. XENE had news. OVV. It's all on the downside. Square, Roku, Fastly, Netflix, TTD, Facebook, ZS. The big daddies are down until, rotation can still be prevalent, but until some of these, until some of the big growth stocks start stabilizing, I wouldn't be sticking my neck out. Certainly, I'm not paying up for energy stocks here in the long term. I like them, but not here. So let's sign off. It's approaching 11:25 on a Monday. Maybe turnaround Tuesday is prevalent, but the first thing I said coming in here, it's going to be the last. price action trumps sentiment. The market right now is told by our indicators are oversold, but stocks can stay oversold for longer than people can stay solvent. And all the veterans listening here, Mike Gell, all the other guys, even Lewis, know that. Coach probably knows more than anybody about that. So let's see what happens going into the afternoon. I'm going to have my list. I'm going to have a plan. I'm not going to try to be a hero, and I'm not going to try to, be in stocks that I don't want to hold, for the long term. Don't let our trades turn into positions. Okay. So I'll welcome all questions as always. Bull bear lines. Thanks, Coach. I'll be signing off. Hope to see you in the room a little bit later on as well. Always trade well. Have a plan. Thanks, everyone.